More than 145 days of genocide and counting. More than 30,000 people dead, murdered, killed. More than 70,000 people injured. And all these numbers include women, children, and disabled people and old. There's a recorded case, one that was videographed by an Israeli soldier during one of their expeditions on 6th of November 2023. There was an old man. He let his family leave the house for safety, and he stayed there telling them to assure them that although they are occupying soldiers, they still have some humanity, morality. And yet when they come to his house, what do? When they first saw him, he told them he was disabled, unarmed, because he couldn't move his legs. And yet they put 4 bullets into his body. They shot him and didn't care. They started laughing and mocking him. When we talk about international law, there was the Geneva Conventions. And over there it is stated about the rights of civilians and the prisoners of war. You cannot shoot an unarmed civilian. You cannot shoot or kill a woman or child. You cannot kill a disabled person who is also unarmed. And if you suspect them of anything and you take them as prisoners, you take them as prisoners of war. So they still have rights and you treat them accordingly. You don't torture them. And yet, we find recorded cases by the international organizations saying that there are cases of torture worse than the ones we know of in the prisons of Guantanamo and Abu Ghraib. And yet here we are. Daily necessities are not being sent. They are stopped at the borders. Biden yesterday said that he plans to build a port in Gaza so that proper humanitarian aid is being distributed to the people of Gaza. And yet there are 2,000 trucks still waiting to cross the borders, carrying humanitarian aid for the people suffering in Gaza, and yet they cannot enter. So what? He wants to build a port. He has the power to build a port, but he doesn't have the power to open the borders so that these trucks can at least enter and give some sustenance and necessities for the people awaiting there. It is truly becoming hard to define what a human is. If we don't have morality or humanity anymore, what are we? Can we still call ourselves humans when these things are happening in front of our eyes? And we say we have no power to change these circumstances. Is that what it is, really?